Thank you for that data, Julissa. It's pretty alarming. I had not seen that myself except for the legal representation, but I think it paints a story that many of us have already been observing on the ground. And 805 Undocufund became the leading organization of the 805 Immigrant Coalition, which I recognize many faces here. That many of you joined this coalition back in 2014 when it was created under the guidance of California Immigrant Policy Center, which is an advocacy nonprofit organization that was created out of Prop 187. So our 805 Immigrant Coalition has been in the Central Coast since 2014. In 2016, during the first Trump administration, and due to the focus in mass deportations, CAUSE, which was the leading organization at that time, established a rapid response hotline, which is the number that has been circulating around. It's not a new hotline. It has been functioning since 2016 during the first Trump administration. During the Biden administration, since mass deportation was not a focus, not that it didn't occur, deportations, but the hotline significantly slowed down, but it continued being active. And now, back in November, when we got the results of the elections and faced with learning with what we were going to be facing, the coalition again got together and revamped the 805 Immigrant Rapid Response Network. And you can go to the next slide. These are the steering committee members currently. 805 Undocufund is a leading organization and also responsible for the financial responsibilities of managing the hotline, as well as Mixteco Indígena Community Organizing Project, or MICO, and Buen Vecino, which is a nonprofit in Ventura County. And our 805 Immigrant Rapid Response Network functions in the three counties, Ventura, Santa Barbara, and San Luis Obispo. It is a tri-county effort, and the goal is to have a system in place where we serve as the main line of defense, not only in informing our community about ICE enforcement, which localities it is present, because as we've seen with the data that Julissa presented, even though there may be targeted operations, we have already seen that there have been collateral arrests. This has happened this year here in Santa Barbara, Ventura, SLO County, and we are serving as the main line of defense. Our hotline is operating 24 hours, 7 days a week, with some paid staff, but the majority of the people managing the hotline are volunteers which serve as operators, answering those phone calls at different hours, as well as legal observers or responders who go out and verify enforcement activity, because we believe in building power, not fear. So we only promote and post information on our social media platforms that has been 100% verified. And because we know that there are communications and a lot of mis and disinformation out there, and we don't want to be a part of that. Right now we have a campaign going, and some students from UCSB are going to be promoting a video where they're encouraging the public to take a moment and see what they have witnessed, and before they post it online, because although people may be doing this well-intentioned, wanting to promote and let the community know, oftentimes it can be confused with regular sheriff activity that is happening, police activity, and people that aren't able to tell the difference between a sheriff officer, police officer, and ICE enforcement officer isn't able to see the difference. They just see someone in uniform with, in questionable gear, and it adds to the field. So for us, we've made it an effort in promoting information so that the community is able to truly know and hear what is happening out in the community. And you can go to the next one, I already covered it, that one. So just very briefly, how our rapid response hotline works is that someone will witness something in the community which they believe to be an immigration enforcement action. They will document, take pictures, videos, or as many details as they're able to, and they will call the hotline so that we can then deploy our responders and can verify that information. Why is that important? Because we are not in the business of interfering with what is happening, but we want to make sure that there aren't any collateral arrests that happen out of these enforcements. And even if people are on their target list, as you have hear from Lisa, oftentimes there isn't anything in their criminal record, maybe a DUI, other people. If this wasn't even a conversation that we were having about deportations, people with DUIs, like, if you're brave enough, raise your hand if you've had a DUI incident, whether it's here in California or somewhere else. One person over there, right? Okay. Hopefully it's only one person, but I know that there's more. How many? One is good, but I'm sure there's more of you out there, And how many of you with the DUI, that one person, did, being deported ever cross your mind because you had a DUI?
We didn't immigrate illegally. So
but for the immigrant community, that's all it takes. So we know that there are extreme cases where it may be violent criminal offenders, but when you put a blanket connotation of what a criminal is, you're also significantly and negatively impacting everybody else. And as we've had, and as we've stated in other conversations, fear is fear, and when you have an administration that is targeting you, and all you see on TV, all you hear is violent criminal offenders, and by definition under this administration, anyone who is here illegally is a criminal, then who is safe at this point? When we've had Native Americans, US citizens being deported, when we have people that have served in the military being deported. So these are the conversations that we need to have, and we are here today to tell you our truth. We know that people are entitled to their truth as well, but when people have these opinions, and we're engaging in these conversations, are you able to speak your truth and leave space for us to speak our truth as well? And I think that's all. This is usually a presentation that I have for when I'm doing my trainings, but it has really good information that I wanted to share with all of you. Just recently this week, we've had targeted operations, or so they seem to be targeted operations from ICE enforcement in possibly Ventura County, for sure in Santa Barbara County, and possibly in SLO. We've already had 3 arrests since Sunday. We had 2 arrests this past Sunday and 1 yesterday in Santa Maria. The 2 on Sunday were in Santa Barbara. And something that we're able to do on our 805 immigrant hotline is those arrests were reported to us within a couple of hours when they took place. And right away, we were able to connect them with legal support through ILDC as well as AMICO. And within less than 24 hours, we had assisted the families behind locating their family members and connecting them with support as well. So that's also something that we're able to do through the 805 immigrant hotline. And that's mainly what we do for the 805 Immigrant Rapid Response Network. As many of you know, 805 Undocufund also was created back in 2018 as a pilot program under the leadership of Future Leaders of America cause and NECA with the support of the Undocufund Foundation and Ventura County Community Foundation. Due to the Thomas Fire, 805 Undocufund as an organization, our focus is to provide short-term disaster relief to undocumented households in Santa Barbara and Ventura County. Long-term, we advocate for systems change at the policy level. And right now we're going through our 3-year strategic plan, our first one that we have. This past December, we completed our 3rd year of being a standalone nonprofit. And I would like to close my presentation with a sneak peek at our definition of what a disaster is for the undocumented community. Our definition of a disaster includes lack of comprehensive and humane immigration reform and exclusion of undocumented voices in decision making. So we will be creating our 3-year strategic plan that will be made available to the public, and that will be included on there. Thank you.
Thank you, Primitiva.